Hey guys, it has been a while. Welcome back. I am excited to finally have a computer to start doing live streams again. And today I will be talking about, let's see if I get my camera. There we go. I'll be talking about Hasbro again, talking about going up on their prices of Transformers. So as I am getting ready right now, I gotta make sure I got everything up and going, making sure my phone's off of Wi-Fi, first of all. Let's see, let's go there. Let's see if I showed I'm live on YouTube. Oh, sweet. All right, let's see. It says, see if it says I'm live. Okay. So we're going to talk about it, and I want to pull up the article if I can. Let's see here. Um, let's go to Hasbro. Hasbro. Let's see. There we go. And man, it's been a minute. And I'm not going to be doing a long live stream because of the fact that I am new and I don't want to kind of like encroach on anyone else's live streams that's happening today. Um, let's see. So here we go. So we got some new arrivals that they're talking about. And let's see if there's a way I can like screen share. Hey, there's the beautiful wife. She's helping me out here. So let's go to Hasbro. And I got a new computer. My computer that I have had um for oh man, 16 years I found out when I was doing my update and everything. I was like, wow. So yeah, I don't need Hasbro stock because it looks like they're doing pretty good there. But they're talking about the tariffs and the impact that like Mattel and Hasbro um and they're talking about having to go up on their prices. Let's see if I can get this article to share and pull up. So let me pull this down, do this. Let's take a look if I can share. So I'm still learning the basics and everything with this right now. So please bear with me. This is a test run plus trying to get back into doing live streams. So let's see. Let's see. Do I want to video file, extra camera? Nope. Settings, stop the camera. No. So right now I can't share what I was going to say, but I will read what the article is saying. Hasbro is come out. Here's the latest on Hasbro plans and discussion, financial performance, strategies that they're trying to come up with, the community engagement, and I will be starting back a community for all of us, so that will be coming back very soon. Um, so one thing that I wanted to talk about is the fact that they're talking about pricing their new headquarters, what the tariffs are going to do, which in all honesty, I don't see the tariffs really being that much of a problem. I do know that they do use another, uh, they use manufacturers outside the U.S. Um, let's see, in tariffs. Man, my spelling is horrible today. So I'm trying to do tariffs. Wow. I'm out there. My brain ain't working. Thing. Uh, we'll see. We'll see if it'll get me close or not. We'll find out. Yes. So it's not how you spell it, but what it means. So the new China tariffs may, as there's talk about in this article, And the article is coming from Newsweek, and then you also have the New York. It says America's two biggest public owner makers may be forced to raise prices if President Trump 20% tariffs on import from China remains in place. But both companies have, tried to come up with the strategies so that they say that it won't be a huge impact on collectors and stuff. But they want to talk about Barbie for Mattel, Magic the Gathering, Transformers, Dungeons and Dragons, Play-Doh, action figures, saying that it looks as if they will be raising their prices up 10% of what they are right now. Now, the problem that I have with this is the fact that if you take a look at the model, the structure, you're seeing that Hasbro uses uh, Vietnam and some places in China manufacturing. So, like this transformer here, will roughly cost you 50 or $60. They go up in price, you're going to be looking at maybe now a figure like this being almost $70. And I have major issue with that because another figure that would go up is your deluxe class, which is typically a $25 pricing on this. This going up and as being now a $30 figure. So my question to you as collectors and fans, are you willing to pay for deluxe class? Are you willing to pay a, 30 almost a $30 figure? I mean, I got this figure, and if you saw my review, you will see how much the overall articulation, uh, everything about this figure, there's a problem from the shoulders to the hips to the backpack transformation, um, the hollowness that you have with it. And you're looking at, Hasbro came out and said they're going to do away with the 86 Studio Series 86 line. They're not really doing away with it per se. They're just merging it into one title, which is basically the Studio Series in its whole. I never really understood why they did a gaming version one. They did the 86 line, and then you had the regular Studio Series line. Personally speaking, I think that that's just making too many product lines and too much out there as it is. And I think that with that, you're you're kind of spreading out what people are going to look at. They're going to look and say, do I want to order that figure or do I want to avoid that figure or that line? I should say the 86 line or the gaming line. So Hasbro is kind of like going, all right, we're just going to have one line that deals with Studio. We already have the Studio Series line. Let's just take the gamer line and the 86 line, and we'll just merge it into the regular line. And you're not having the same characters being made twice with different types of shade coloring and other things. But I got this at Aldi for $10, and in all honesty, that's what this figure's worth. Hasbro came out and said that it wouldn't be beneficial for them to put manufacturing in the United States to offset the tariffs because, well, they pay 94 cents to a person to work at a warehouse in Vietnam or China. And they're not having to fork out that money or that pay, and then they don't have to cover for insurance, and they don't have to do all this other stuff. So it's essentially as a sweatshop is what Hasbro and Mattel and a lot of manufacturers have been doing. And they have raised their cost while their quality of their figures have gone down. I know that a lot of people wouldn't have looked at Serpentor or even gotten him, but you're not seeing Super 7 raising the prices because honestly, their prices are already kind of like way out there. M- but they have, smaller runs and they have more of a, you order to get. And so, yeah, this figure here at Target was a rough around $20 to get. For me, for the nostalgia feeling of it, I had to have it because I love Serpentor. And it just took me back to the O-rings and stuff like that. So for me, this here was worth it because the display of it's nice. If I do take it out, I can put it with my other O-rings and it matches up well. And the quality for these guys are actually really good and on par. So for me, it was like, okay, I'm willing to do that for this size here, and it takes up less space. Um, Nostalgia feeling, I like to get like Nikki likes to get these little collector ones, and around 50, 60 bucks, we were like, okay, we'll get this. But those are purchases that you're just going to buy one time. You're not going to look at a line and go, I'm going to go and buy, you know, this Optimus Prime from this line, and this line. Typically, you're going, at that point, as a collector, you're going to go, do I really need another Optimus? Now, for me, company that's not going to really be affected per se is this here, the Blokies or Blockies, however you want to say it. These are your builder figures. These things run between $6 to $8 for this right here. They have one that will light up that you can get for about $10, and it has the light that will come up on him. I have one of them, which is my side swipe. Um, so I can get a whole box of this, and it does ship from China. So I'm not worried about the cost going up inside on the shelves here in America. I just order it directly, get it directly from them, and I can buy the whole box for less price than this right here. And you're getting about 8 or 10 of these little guys. Take a look at some of the videos I've done on these. I've done an unboxing of a whole box. Um, for me, these are nice to have up on the shelf and have there. And I'm not having to invest a lot of money, but yet they're blind boxes. So if I bought it individually, I wouldn't really know what I was getting. Um, but at the end of the day, for me, is if they're talking about going up 10%, where does it stop? Their cost is not going up anywhere else. I mean, they're not sitting here. Let's see what else I can find. They're not sitting there and their costs of their warehouse, they stay where they are. Them paying people at the warehouse, well, that cost isn't going up. Okay. So you're still going to be paying people 94 cents. I mean, that's just, and you're not paying insurance. You're not paying for their retirement fund. You're not doing any of that. So where's the money going? This is the question. Hey, Master Farr, where's the money going? That is the question that I wonder is, are we looking at the fact that these companies have become so greedy that they are exploiting the fact that we as fans are going to want to buy that product? Now I can go and get third party figures from Shozy Toys, and with that, I can spend and get a figure there for around $30, and they're really well made. And then you have the fact that they're legend scale, they take up less space, but the figures themselves are very better made, hands down. And I understand that Hasbro has to go through the hoops of putting things on the shelf. And I know that Hasbro is talking about doing a more of a mail order type thing that they'll meet the need of with certain figures, and that would maybe give them a short uh shelf life less. And I know that they're coming out with a kids line, which I felt that they've needed for a long time, really dedicated to the kids, and that is the Cyber War world. Now, those figures are going to be around $10, and with no articulation in the elbows, but in the knees and some of them. That price right there, I think, for a kid to get, and I'm probably going to get some of them myself because I like the way they look. Um, but they're gonna be core size. I was wondering what size they were gonna be, and they're gonna typically they're this line here is essentially gonna be taking over the core class line. In the core class line, you had $10, but they had all this articulation, and I've seen that Hasbro is already eliminating certain things for pegs. Me personally, for kids and stuff, I think the ball joint would been the better route to go, where you would have sat there and had the articulation in the legs, articulation in the elbows and the shoulders and the thighs. No waist rotation or anything like that, and a head turn like that's fine. Make everything on a ball joint for shoulders, elbows, and neck and knees, and you got the thing covered for all the articulation that you're going to need. So I feel like Hasbro, uh, in some ways, is kind of like cheaping out. They're going like the easier route instead of having people put those figures together and pop the ball joints together. They're just coming out with straight out arms. Just pop the arms in. You don't have to worry about all the extra pieces to put together. In that though, I feel like that kind of is like cheaping out a little bit because it looks like what they're wanting to do is because I understand that certain warehouses are now going to want to be paid hourly, where a long time ago you just paid one little bit and you had a little sweatshop, and there's no kid, no age limit on who went in there, and you had a lot of times kids that were working these shops and getting paid like dirt cheap money. And now, some of the countries are like, we kind of want you to go hourly. So it kind of looks like to me that Hasbro and Mattel are, and I don't know about Playmates and McFarlane Toys. I haven't really looked in that side of it, but it does look as if you're having uh, them go. If they're wanting to go hourly, how can we cut hours down and still get a big push on product coming out? And I think that's where you're looking at some of these figures kind of being. I've seen some channels just come out and say they're just cheap and they're horrible looking, but kid line, I think you can get away with it. But when you get to your deluxe class, your Voyager class, your leader class, your commander class, and then you get to your Titan class, I don't think Hasbro has really paid attention to the fact of, is collectors willing to let the price hike happen and blame it on the tariffs? Because that's really what I think this is. I think Hasbro is using this opportunity. It's just my opinion, but Hasbro is using this opportunity to sit here, raise the prices up once again, blame it on the tariffs, and really who's getting the biggest payout is their CEO and others underneath it that's getting paid. Um, I think that this is where they're using a ploy and claiming that it's because these tariffs is why we have to go up in our prices and not give us good quality figures. And for me personally, if Hasbro is using this as the new practice that they're doing, then I may just look at sticking with companies like Super 7 and go, I just have to just buy whatever I want to buy and just buy it once then and kind of be done with being a completist collector. And that brings up the point. When does it get to a point where you're like, this is the extent of my collection and I don't really want to go up anymore? I'm just going to, this is it. This is as far as I'm doing. I get this and I'm done. Let me know down in the comments. But like I said, this was a practice run. This was just to get my first video out. A community for all of us will be coming back and it will be on a weekly basis. And you're more than welcome to jump in and join. I do have rules, no profanity, no begging, no please buy me, no, none of the stuff. Stay on topic. And sometimes you'll be allowed to always jump in and I like to keep it fresh and I hope to start getting guests. If you do want to be a guest on the community for all of us, reach out to me on autocratprimer at gmail.com. And I'll see you on the next one, guys. And y'all have a great one. I'll talk to you later. And we are